Hey guys, Salom back once again with a brand new video for you, and welcome to episode 6 of our MotoGP 13 Let's Play for career mode. On the last episode we tried Pro Physics for the first time in Le Mans and struggled, then went to Mugello and finished in 4th. It's looking like the DLC update putting more bikes on the grid is making things a little bit more difficult than I imagined. But we'll see as we go if we can get better as time goes on. As we head to race number 6 on the calendar, Catalunya. Oh, hang on a minute. Before we start, we have some offers here. Emails on the table. To go to the Galacia team in Moto3, the FTR Grassini MotoGP 3 team, Team Calvo. And hang on a minute. Yuki Takahashi and joining him in the bottom end of the Moto2 bikes. You know what? I'm going to stick around. I don't want to be part of a crappy Moto2 team for half a year and, you know, go through that way. It would probably cut down the number of episodes I'd be producing a lot, but do you really want to see, like, 15 races of me finishing in 15th place? Was that a bad call? I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe I'll get more offers later in the season. But yes, Catalunya for round 6. They're telling me I've got to win. No pressure. Ugh, God, okay. Also, one thing you guys got to bear in mind, and bear with me on this one, it's that I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. I'm on the back end of a cold, so if I do cough during the video and there's a noise spike, I apologise in advance. Obviously it's not on purpose, it's just how things are. Like that, sorry. God, I'm looking at Marquez's stats now. The guy is friggin' tiny, but he's also like... The guy is 6 months younger than me. I was born August 17th, 92. It's my birthday in like 2 weeks' time. I turned 21. Marquez is 20. It's crazy. Anyway, time to head to Barcelona. And the Catalunya circuit for the Grand Prix of Catalunya. Spanish track number 2 on the calendar. There's 2 more to go. We've still got Aragon and... Valencia is the season finale as well to come. But as you know, the Spanish love their bikes. I know a fan of the show, Chaz, was asking me why are the Spanish so dominant in this sport now? And I honestly can't pinpoint it to an exact reason. I just think that the Spanish just have a knack for most major sports. They really do. Marquez, Pedrosa, Lorenzo, and look at the Moto 3 dominance they've had as well recently. It's amazing. Anyway, here's the Grand Prix of Catalunya track. 4.7 kilometers long, 8 right-handers, 5 left-handers. One of the hardest tracks on the year on the tyres. Main overtaking hotspots, you got a few here. One of the main ones down the long 1 kilometer long front straight into turns 1 and 2, under braking, probably the easiest place to pass somebody. Zone 2, I call it the Sam Bird corner because of his GP2 days. Again, another place where under late braking you can definitely catch somebody out. There's the long straight towards the start of sector 3 and the slightly longer hairpin. It's not the Formula 1 version, it's the slightly wider, longer left-hander. Start zone 3, and if you're bold, the final corner you can pass around here. Ask Valentino Rossi when he famously mugged Jorge Lorenzo over win on the last corner of the last lap. I think that was 2010. One of the all-time great passes in this sport. Definitely check it out on YouTube if you haven't already. It is bold. Anyway, here's Catalunya. I remember this from earlier in the MotoGP season, and I specifically remember Dani Pedrosa's amazing qualifying lap. I think he did a 1 minute 40.8 around here, and it was a mind-blowing lap. Smashed the lap record to smithereens, and it was one of the best qualifying laps I think I've ever seen in my life. It was amazingly impressive. Oh, hello. It's wet. The rain in Spain doesn't stay mainly on the plane, I'm guessing. Oh, good. Okie doke. It's a wet race. Oh, good. Luckily, we haven't got Pro Physics this time, but hopefully it'll make the fuel a little bit slower. Maybe. I'll have to wait and see. And we're off. Good start. Just going to concentrate a little bit here so we can get the start down right. Already up 8 places to 21st. Good on the brake in. Well, Granada goes flying off the bike. I'm not going to lie, standard physics do make this game a lot more arcadey in terms of contact. Already up to P14. I've got to attack these guys early, because the top 3 or 4 will definitely break out quite quickly, from my experience anyway. As my teammate Sissy's there in 11th. Whoa. Endo in a bit there. Bit on the curb, but we're okay. Up to P10. Right, as I'm starting to get into rhythm now, I'm definitely going to use this video to talk a little bit about the main season so far and what I've noticed across the season so far in MotoGP. I'm not going to talk about 2 and 3 so much, because otherwise I'll be here for an hour and a half. But some things I've definitely noticed in the top class right now. One, I've already spoken about how friggin' amazing Marc Marquez is. I mean, I think, according to Toby Moody on Twitter, I think he said that this is the most amount of points that any rider has ever scored in their first 9 races in the history of the sport. Marquez has finished 8 out of the first 9 races, and all 8 times he's finished, he's been on the podium. 3 of them race wins. You got to admit, he's been a little bit fortunate due to the injuries of other riders, like obviously like Lorenzo and Pedrosa, but being first past the post really is all that matters. We've got a nice line coming out of that corner. So we're up to P6. Kind of. P5. Oh, a bit of grass there. Rare mistake for me on that one, man. Now I've got to put the camera down and catch up to this front 3 or 4 really, because I think it's Salom there that has broken out. On the hard difficulty, these guys are actually proving to be quite the equal match. I don't know why I was so fast on the circuit in the Americas then. Maybe it's the extra bends that makes me quicker, I don't know. Still trying to work it out really, but I'm thinking about widening the difficulty back down to medium. I'm not sure yet. Probably won't. So I can probably still win quite a few of these races as Ana Carrasco crashes. But like, I've spoken a lot about Marquez already. He is ridiculous. I've never seen a talent hit this sport as naturally as Marquez has, and he's not even been perfect this season either. Far from it. It's crazy, and you know, I've never seen anything like it. If Marquez wins the world title this year, it will go down as one of the all-time greatest in this sport. It is a remarkable achievement he's even managed to do this. Factory bike or not. As Rins goes down. Lol. So forced me to take a bit of a bad line through that corner there. But talking about the other guys for a minute, Jorge Lorenzo's had a knack of winning in places where he really shouldn't be winning. Well, that's how I see it anyway. Like Mugello is kind of a Repsol track, and Lorenzo won there, for example. And he was a real warrior in Assen when he fractured his shoulder, had surgery, then came back the same day. Technical problems? What? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You are absolutely joking. Oh my god. Okay. Do I be honest and take the retirement, or do I restart the race? We'll retire. Let's play it straight. Pardon me. Well, that kind of spoiled my momentum a bit there, didn't it? Oh, crap. Okay. I gained 44 fans though, right? That's a plus, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, Lorenzo's been a real warrior, and you know, I think he's done a pretty darn solid job of damage limitation despite his injuries. Didn't race in Germany. Finished, I think it was 5th at Assen. I think it was 6th at Laguna Seca. Yeah, off day, blah blah blah, whatever. But despite that, he's still, I think, I know, he's now actually, I think, 26 points off Marquez in the championship. He's now a full race win behind. That might be all it takes for him to be out of contention, given how close the top 3 has been. Dani Pedrosa's fighting for his MotoGP life right now with that team. That's another thing to bear in mind. Asking for 3rd next race. Okay. Assen next, guys. One of the more historic and technical circuits. Let's have a look here. Bike damage. Okay, we'll turn the bike damage off, quite frankly. Nonsense. But, yeah, I just managed to knock my microphone away before I had to cough on that one. But, yeah, sorry again about the noise spikes, guys. It looks like those are the clear top 3 in the sport now. Then you've got the battle for 4th between Cal Crutchlow and Valentino Rossi. I think the glory days of Valentino are over. It's kind of a shame. He just, like, he had setup issues from the start of the season, despite the 2nd place in Qatar. He's been a bit unlucky with the double retirements at the hands of Bautista, which didn't help as well. But, like, I think Cal has the measure of him. If Cal's 100%, healthy, and you know the tech 3 set up right, you can give those factory guys a run for his money. And you know, those two have been battling. I think there's only a point between them right now as well. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But here is the Grand Prix track of Assen. 4.5 kilometers long, one of the most technical tracks on the calendar. 12 right-handed corners, 6 to the left. Track is spread out a lot. There's some lengthy straights in here, and some corners where you're going to need some real balls to have some major rounds of success. A lot of short, sharp braking points in the whole of Sector 1 pretty much. So again, if you're late on the brakes and you can get the front nose in, you can definitely pass somebody around any of the tight early corners. The kink going into the long straight there into Zone 2 is definitely a nice place to pass if you have a slipstream going on. Same applies coming out of the tight section past Sector 3. And if you're feeling really brave, the final chicane towards the start-finish line. And that is the Grand Prix of Assen. Also, for those who don't know, it's the only Grand Prix on the calendar which race takes place on a Saturday. Also, if it comes across like I'm talking a bit quietly, it's because it's 2:52 in the morning here. For some reason, like, because my brother owns this laptop, I have to, like, I only get a time to use it at night, really. Just gotta live with that, I suppose. But, yeah, after those technical issues and whatnot, let's hope we can get a better result this time around, because now we're lagging behind in the championship race for sure. It's like the patch has made Louis Salom ridiculously fast. And it's a wet track as well. Okay. Gonna have a quick word with my engineer as well to turn the gearing down a bit. Yeah, because this track's more technical, so I'm going to use some acceleration for this. So hopefully it works out a bit better. The thing is now, the great thing about this sport now is that in the midfield in MotoGP, there's now so many mid-tier guys that could easily get into the factory seats. It's ridiculous. I've mentioned this before in previous videos, like where will Scott Redding fit in now, knowing that he'll be in the top class next year. Like, decisions yet to be made on him, but apparently we'll know in the next few weeks where he'll end up. My money's on the Aspar CRT team, because I think Espargaro will be pinched by somebody. I don't think Randy Lapunier is good enough to justify his seat anymore, in my humble opinion. Oh, look at that, we're flying through these guys here. When you see guys like Stefan Bradl and Alvaro Bautista and other guys like, you know, Alex Espargaro and Dre Dovizioso, there's so many talented dudes in this sport, but there's just not enough great bikes to hold them all. And that's what I really am hoping. Whoa, a bit faster, yep, lovely. Jose really are hoping that, whoa, nice pass for Oliveira there. I really am hoping that teams do decide to run more bikes next year, especially the satellite teams. That'll give guys some opportunities, for sure. Factory guys are factory guys, we'll have to wait and see. Nice speed coming out of that corner as well. Whoop. Inside. Nice. Up to 6th already and catching up to the front field here. Ooh, bit much on the brakes. We're okay. This is where Crutchlow almost torpedoed Marquez in the actual race earlier this year. Trying to get the pad, I'm trying to pass Marquez as the track starts to dry out here. So grip will go down quite quick. Real gutted about Catalonia there, because I was going to talk as well about how that track is a nightmare for the tyres around here as well. But guys, in the comments, let me know where you think Redding will end up. For those Moto2 fans out there, because now we know that Espargaro is going to be at Tech 3 to take Crutchlow's spot, and we know Crutchlow's going to Ducati. Where will Redding end up? Do you think Rossini might run more than one bike this year? That could be interesting. Salom, a bit grassy. Get the cut back. Excellent. Coming up towards Rins now next. It's also, I found like Redding, I saw Scott Redding had an interview with Bennett's Bikes the other day as well. And Redding is ridiculously confident about his chances in MotoGP. He thinks he can be the next world champion. And you know, he thinks he's as good as Marquez, and I'm like, what? Marquez is like a phenom talent. I'm not convinced Scott Redding's anywhere near that kind of level as we head up towards the back of Maverick Vinales here. Excellent pass. We're clear. But yeah, right, he also said that he thinks Cal Crutchlow's bikes is the same as Jorge Lorenzo's in the factory team, as Vinales tries around the outside. You're not passing me around there, fella. I'm like, that's nonsense. And Cal quickly said on Twitter that, you know, it was a good interview, but he was, you know, he said himself as well that his bike is similar, but not the same, like the fairings and the gearbox and things like that. They're not the same, but he still says he's got a very good bike underneath him, which I would agree with. It's clear that satellite Yamaha is very, very close to the factory. It's probably like maybe only a 10th or 2 a lap. A lot of it does come down to the rider, for sure now. Like, it's not like in Formula 1 where there's a clear difference between the top teams in the midfield. The midfield in MotoGP, like, can get podiums at any given race if they're fast enough. Like, we've seen satellites on the podium. Bautista just came 4th at Laguna Seca, the LCR Honda team. has a podium in Stefan Bradl. Like, even Aleix Espargaro on the CRT has taken that bike inside the top 10 before. It's a great thing for this sport that it's as competitive as it has been in years, and there's so much world-class riding talent that, you know, I think the future of this sport is very bright if it's financially backed up in the right way, for sure. And this is going to be a very satisfying win, given it's my first win in 5 races. Round the last hairpin, not going to do a Colin Edwards and bin it. And going to wheelie over the line. There you go. I think somebody asked me to do that. I can't remember who it was, but there you go. Hope you're happy. Glad to finally get a win again. Yes. And Salom was 4th, which is good for the championship. Looking at it now, only look at that. 7 points covering the top 4. I'll have a retirement in there. I needed that win. I needed that one bad. So glad I got it. Anyway, I'll talk more in depth about the season so far. I think in another video where I'm not live commentating, because it can be a bit difficult to do, you know, live commentate about a subject as well as play the game at the same time. It's a bit tricky to do that. But I'll try and factor that in. I hope you guys are okay if I don't do live commentary sometimes and I edit things a little bit more. Hopefully that'll work out quite nicely. There we go. Podium celebration. Doing the surfboard there. Lovely. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've been Harrison101. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Sayonara.